This is Algebra 2, Chapter 5, Unit 6. So first we're going to do a little bit of a review. We're going to review dividing by a monomial. Our first one, we have 6x to the fourth power minus 15x squared plus 3x squared divided by 3x squared. We want to go ahead and combine those like terms. So when we combine them, we're left with 6x to the fourth power minus 12x squared. Now we have, and on the bottom we have 3x squared. So we go ahead and we take that 6x divided by 3, which equals 2. X to the fourth divided by x squared, so 4 minus 2 equals x squared. So we have 2x squared, and then we take negative 12x squared divided by 3x squared. Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4, and that x's cancel out. So that is your answer. Number 2, we have 21a to the fifth power b cubed minus 14a cubed b squared plus 63a squared times b, all divided by 7ab. We want to go ahead and we want to divide each of these terms in our numerator by the denominator. So 21 divided by 7 is 3. A to the fifth divided by a, well, 5 minus 1 is a to the fourth. B third to the b cubed divided by b, 3 minus 1 is b squared, minus 14 divided by 7 equals negative 2. 8 cubed divided by a is a to the a squared. B squared divided by b is b, and last but not least, we have 63 divided by 7, well, that's 9. A squared divided by a, well, that's 1a. And then b divided by b, those cancel out. So our answer is 3a to the fourth b squared minus 2a squared b plus 9a. Now we're going to look at something new. We're going to divide by a binomial. So we want to use factoring to divide the polynomials below. So our first one is, we have w squared minus 7w plus 10, all divided by w to the fifth. We want to go ahead and factor this top portion out. So we're going to look for factors of 10 that when added together equals negative 7. Well, in this case, when we have 2 times 5, that equals 10, and we have negative 2 and negative 5, when you add negative 2 plus negative 5, that equals negative 7. So we're going to go ahead and factor it like this. We have w minus 5 and w minus 2. And then on the bottom we have our w minus 5 still. Well, we can see here that this is multiplying, so we don't have to take each one divided by w minus 5. Instead, we can cancel out like terms. In this case, we're going to be able to cancel out that w minus 5 on top and the w minus 5 on the bottom, and we're left with w minus 2 as our answer. Now go ahead and try number 4 on your own. Here's the answer to number 4. What if factoring is not possible? So we want to use long division in our first method. So long division is going to look like this. We have number 5, we have x squared plus 3x minus 43, all divided by x plus 8. Now, how is that going to look when we set that up? We have x minus 5. Okay, so I apologize. So we have x plus 8 and x squared plus 3x minus 43. Well, we're going to go ahead and take the first set, x squared plus 3x, and multiply that by x to get that x squared, to cancel that x squared out. So when we take x times x, we get x squared, and then we take 8 times x, we get 8x. Well, we're going to subtract that to find the difference or the remainder. So when we subtract x squared plus 3x, and we subtract from that x squared plus 8x, we're left with negative 5x. Next, we're going to bring down that negative 43. Well, we want our next number that when we multiply our x, we get rid of that 5x because we want to find a remainder. So we want to take x plus 8 and multiply it by negative 5 because we want to get rid of this 5x right here. Okay, so when I multiply x times negative 5, I get negative 5x. And when I multiply 8 times negative 5, I get negative 40. Now remember, we're subtracting. So when I have negative 5x and minus negative 5x, well, those two negatives become a positive. So negative 5x plus 5x, well, that cancels out. And then I have negative 43 minus negative 40. Well, negative and negative become positive. So negative 43 plus 40 equals negative 3. And so that is my remainder. Next, I want to take this answer up here, my answer, how I divided, so this x minus 5, and I set that right here in my solution. So I have x minus 5 minus, because that's our remainder, is a negative, minus 3 over x plus 8. So you put an x plus 8 on the bottom of your remainder. Okay. Now let's look at method 2. We have synthetic division. So we have x squared plus 3x minus 43 divided by x plus 8. Well, synthetic division is going to look like this. We're going to set up our negative 8, our 1. So our negative 8 and our 1, x, goes right here. Okay? Right here. And then our x, our 1 from our x squared goes right here. Our 3 from our 3x goes right here. And our negative 43 goes right here. This is how we set up for synthetic division. Okay, so we have, when we set up for synthetic division, we go ahead and we want to get rid of our x values. Okay, so we don't have anything right here to get rid of, so we're going to go ahead and this cancels out, so this is just left with 1 down at the bottom. And then we take 3 minus 8. Well, 3 minus 8 equals negative 5. And negative 43 minus 40 equals negative 3. Okay, so we bring that over there, and we bring this equation over here. And we're left with x minus 5, so x minus 5 minus 3 over x plus 8. Personally, I like the long division method easier. It just, for me, it's easier to follow, but if you can choose whatever method you would like. So the next ones, I would like you to use either long or synthetic division to divide the polynomials below. So I chose long division. So I have 2n squared minus 16n plus 19 divided by n minus 7. Well, I put my n minus 7 on the outside of my division sign, and I put my trinomial in the middle. Now I want to go ahead and cancel out this 2n squared. So I'm going to look for a number that when I multiply it by, it's going to equal 2n squared. And that in this case is 2n. So I go ahead and I take n times 2n and negative 7 times 2n, and I get negative minus, I'm going to have subtract, so I'm going to subtract 2n squared minus 14n. Well, 2n squared minus 2n squared, well, that'll cancel out, so that'd be 0. Negative 16n minus negative 14n, well, negative and a negative become a positive, so you're left with negative 2n. Bring down your 19, and you want to find a number that when you multiply this n right here by, it's going to cancel out this number right here. And in this case, it's going to be negative 2, because I'm subtracting when you're dividing. Remember, you subtract here. So I want to go ahead and take 2 times n, which equals negative 2n. And then negative 2 times negative 7, well, that equals positive 14. Subtract that from up above, I'm going to be left with 5, and that's going to be my remainder. So I'm going to set up 2n minus 2, that's my answer from above my division sign, plus my remainder all over what I'm dividing it by, n minus 7, because I have that remainder. Now, I would like you to try number 8. Go ahead and pause the video while you try number 8. Here's the answer to number 8. Now, missing powers in the dividend. So add any missing powers with zeros as placeholders. So we have number 9, we have k to the third minus 17k plus 32 divided by k plus 5. Notice that we're missing this k squared, okay? We go from k third, or k cubed, all the way down to k to the first power. Well, we're missing that k squared, so that's what it's talking about. So we have k plus 5 on the outside of our division sign. We put k to the third plus, we're going to put in a 0 k squared, and that's what it's talking about, adding in any zeros as placeholders, minus 17k plus 32. Well, I'm looking to get rid of this first k cubed, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply these first two terms by k. Because I only multiply 2 at a time because I have 2 terms in my dividing. So k squared times k, well, that's going to equal k cubed. And then k squared times 5, well, that's going to equal 5k squared. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that from above. I'm left with negative 5k squared. Bring down your negative 17. Next solution, I'm looking for something that when I multiply this k by, I'm going to get a negative 5k squared, so I can go ahead and cancel that k squared out. And so in this case, it's going to be 5k, negative 5k. So negative 5k times k equals negative 5k squared. Negative 5k times positive 5 is going to equal negative 25. Go ahead and subtract. And then you are left with 8k plus 32, because you're going to bring down that 32. But we're not done. We need to get rid of that k still. So we're going to go ahead and multiply this k plus 5 by 8, so we can get rid of that k. So when we multiply that, we get 8k plus 40, and then when we subtract that, we're left with a remainder of negative 8. So our solution is going to be k squared minus 5k plus 8 minus 8 divided by k plus 5. Now try number 10 on your own. Here is the answer for number 10. Go ahead and now work on homework number 6 from your packet.